Hey guys, this is Ultima from S3R Gamers, and welcome back to Ultima Plays Super Mario Maker. And we're gonna do something a little different in this episode. So making a level, right? That's the other half of this game. Arguably, it can be arguably be less. It depends on what you got the game for. Some people absolutely bought this, I'm sure, just to play people's levels and do stuff with it and like that. Some people bought it because it's a Mario game, and God forbid, I am not getting a Mario game. You know what I mean? Come hell or high water, I'm getting the Mario game. You feel me? So, with that, there's still the idea of making levels. And my best friend's son, he's my nephew. I've watched him sort of make these levels, and he's only... Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble. He's only 8. Pretty sure. He's only 8. But like, he gets ideas. Like, he has ideas there. The hard part is like knowing what's too much. Like, he has like the same, I think, problems a lot of people do. Like, they just want to put as much stuff as they can in a level. Like, they just want to fill it up with other stuff. And like, the crazy thing is, to me, is that a lot of times in some of these levels, there's actually a really good base in the level that by placing too much stuff in, you're actually detracting from it. Like, I've seen some levels where, like, he's used doorways and pipes, like stuff that I'm still like, figuring out how to work, into this game. Like, he just experiments and like he does some good stuff, but then like he'll fill up a room with squids, and or like he'll make a certain part impossible because he just wants to, like, throw stuff. But like, he's a kid, but like, I kind of feel like that's the issue, is like people want to throw stuff on the screen because you can. And I think that that's like, we don't play Mario, like, I don't know, because like, I don't want to get on a soapbox and say this is how you need to make a level and yada yada yada. I don't want to get on a soapbox and say this is how people should be making levels, because again, I know there is absolutely a place for a lot of these crazy levels that people put out. There's absolutely a place. But the fact is, it seems to be harder to find real good levels unless, one, you're already a maker who's gotten a lot of notoriety. And most likely, if you are, it's because you made a really crazy level, or an automatic level, or a music level. And again, that was another problem I touched on. It's like, it feels like that's established as that's how you get notoriety as a maker in this game. And so a lot of people are going to be trying to make all these types of levels. But it's okay to not do something crazy, It's like, it's okay to take a level and have it just be a level. Think about some of your fondest memories with Mario. Was it the levels where everything was flying at you? And like, because don't get me wrong, there are some hard levels in Mario. Some absolutely hard levels. And like, I've 100, well, actually, technically I haven't 100%, but I've collected every star in freaking Super Mario 3D World, stuff like that. Like, I for the most part 100%ed some Mario games, like, collected everything, all that jazz. And is Champions Road my favorite level, even though it is by far the most challenging level in that game, and it is one that tested me as a gamer like the most? Is Champions Road my favorite level? God, no. No, it's not. Like, that's not... I don't think of the game and go, man, I remember Champions Road. I remember Champions Road and thinking, yeah, I beat that. But I don't go, yeah, Champions Road. I go like, I remember the Super Mario 3D Land level that they did towards the end of the game, like the end game. I remember... what's another good one? I remember the first level with Plessy. I remember the snow level that wasn't really that hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's the level itself, it's the atmosphere. Now, granted, we're getting a stripped-down version in a way, because we only get so many things. Like, we can't make an ice world, you know, we can't do that. At least not to my knowledge. I could be completely wrong. But as far as I know, I have everything unlocked. And technically, I think only snow levels were in Super Mario U. So, yeah, it doesn't look like it. So, I'm gonna go Super Mario World, though, because I like the song. Also, that, guys, use Super Mario Brothers U. I feel like that's hypocritical right now, because I'm using Super Mario World. Honestly, I just love the song. But, like, guys, it's okay to use Super Mario 3D, I mean, Super Mario U. You know what I mean? Like, that, too. Like, everyone wants to use Super Mario World. I get it, you know, nostalgia, yada, yada, yada. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I love Super Mario World. But, like, you know, it's okay, because, like, you know, the thing about making levels, I feel like I should get some stuff moving. But, like, all right, so let's start here. Okay, what's some basics? I mean, all right, take a look at this. Oh, I can't, like, I didn't put this together. This is pre-generated. So, like, but look at this. Like, the game starts you off with, like, a base sometimes. Like, and that's a good place to start. Sometimes these bases are pretty solid. Like, look at this. This is pretty simple. You know, there's a pipe. You know, if you want to do more with the pipe, you can do it. Like here, there's a hole you got to jump over. You know, you can put something inside these crevices, or maybe put something up here so that this is hard to jump over. And then you get here, and here's the end of the level. Now, granted, this level could be a little longer, but here it's a good start, is what I'm saying. So I think, one, find a base. If you have a hard time making, like, bases, I'd argue, you know, when you boot up the game, it'll generate a level. It'll generate a base level with nothing but stuff. Like, it had no enemies, no blocks, nothing. Actually, I think it could have blocks. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe start there. And if you don't like the setting it picks, you can change the setting. It'll automatically adjust it. So, take this, for instance. This level's, like, a little empty, right? Okay. But there's some terrain here. Like, and so, like, one, this gives you ideas of, like, okay, how should I build a level? You know, how should I do this? Like, it's not as simple as, like, a straight line. Like, that's one of the hardest parts I've done, is I've had a hard time figuring out when to do terrain. Like, you know, like, when to put other stuff other places. Like, for the most part, if I do change it up, it's like I use platforms as opposed to just putting a ground and then a terrain. So, like, I admit, you know, this is stuff, and so maybe this stuff will help me out, too, as, like, I just sort of get to say it out loud. But, so, the easiest thing to do is, when, okay, say you're like, all right, I'm gonna let the game generate a base for me. Okay. So now we have the game's base generated. Now the easiest thing to do is pick a theme. What do you want your level to feature? Don't think of, like, a ton of things. Don't think everything. Don't be like, I want piranhas, I want, you know, yada yada yada. I want Goombas and shells all at once on top of each other with Bowser shooting fire at me. Like, cool it, you know? Like, it's okay to just pick something simple. Like, say, what do we want? Say we want, I don't know. Say we want, what's a good one? Do the moles here? Let's say we want to do, where's Yoshi? Here's Yoshi. So say we want to start with a Yoshi egg. And say, what are some enemies that only Yoshi can kill? Or that is a lot easier when Yoshi kills them. These guys. Yeah, and see, these guys already fit pretty well here. No, okay, not you. Okay. So, you know, just fill them up. You don't have to do too many. And actually, I think I'm only going to go to erase mode. Let's get rid of some of these. So, you know, pretty simple, right? Maybe these shoot out of here. You know, I don't know. Or maybe, like, say you want to make it like, okay, maybe I don't want to do it super crazy. Maybe I want to do something a little more realistic. There you go. You could just do a Petey Piranha plant. You know. And then we'll go back to this guy. And there should be like 2 of them down here. You know? Yeah, okay. So you want these spike guys to be your theme. So, you know, you put them in the level, not put them too crazy. But, alright, let's actually take Yoshi out. Oh, whoops. How do I... Where's the terrain? There's the terrain. There we go. Okay. So let's see what this level's like already. Alright, so already... Whoops. Okay. Well, it's a terrible example. Well, you see, already, we're seeing some issues. Here's the cool part. Already, Mario is capable of passing this on his own. Because he can spin jump. So maybe spin jumping is like one of your themes. You know? Now, if you'll notice here, these guys are falling off, flying all over the place. So maybe what you want to do is fix that. You know? What can we do to keep these guys from being too crazy? You know, or from falling off everywhere. So... one simple thing to do would be to bookend these like this. So now they can't go anywhere. Now, I'm not sure. There could be actually... Hold on. I don't know if these guys shake into something else. Is that just a shell? I don't know. We'll see. So let's try that. Ah! Okay, so that is just a shell. Ah, okay. But, alright, look, see, so already right there, we've already found, like, this would be really hard, like, as you can see, it's like when you hit it. Also, keep in mind, I'm gonna be honest here, there are ways around certain things. So, like, technically you say, like, oh man, this level's too hard for me. Well, technically, I could put a door that only I would know how to get to here, and then, like, put it at the end of the level, and then I could just sneak up and do it, and then I wouldn't have to actually beat my own level. Don't do that. Like, if you're not very good, make an easy level. Like, if you're, you know what I mean? Like, this is a good way to get good at the game. Like, as you progress in your own skill, you can make harder levels because you have to be able to beat it. So, like, you know, because here's the thing, if you don't have to actually beat it, you don't know how difficult it really is. It might be legitimately impossible, you know. And, like, if they don't know, like, some sort of the convoluted secret that you used to beat it, like, you know, that's not fair. But yeah. But already, I can see, like, okay, so I can't just... Alright. Anyway. I can't just, you know, walk around like normal. It's dangerous. This seems hard. You know, this right here seems a little difficult. So if I really wanted to, I could have went, like, up here. Like, say I wanted to go right here. Use this safe shell that's not going anywhere. And then go ahead and jump through here, and maybe it's just a little easier. And then we got this guy going down here, and this guy going down here. Ah, unfortunate. But anyway. So, alright. So now you're here. And it's just like, okay. But look at that. Like, look how simple that was. See, I just bounced off of him. And we beat it. That's 25. Anyway. So, the point I'm trying to get at here is that, like, you know, start simple. Start with a theme. I want to use spiny guys. Okay, there's a pipe here. I want to put a pipe in. Well, spiny guys don't necessarily come out of the pipes. I mean, actually, it's possible that they do in some levels. I'm having a hard time remembering. But they don't. You know, maybe that's where you expand. You put a piranha plant. Maybe you say, okay, this level's too hard without, you know, a certain something. Why don't I give Mario some help? You know? Now look. Alright, the power-up. Okay. Oh, but see? Now, instead of just, like, failing your level miserably for the sheer fact that I messed up once, now it's like, okay, now the player, you know, they made a mistake, but they're not punished too harshly for it. But they know now, hey, if I make another mistake, it's game over for me. You know, like, I might not get another mushroom. But you give them one in the beginning, and you say, so, like, they can feel out. And, like, that's one of the reasons why most Mario levels start out with a power-up. I mean, there's also the idea that some levels, they want you to use a certain power-up, or a certain power-up makes that level easier. But it's also so, like, they're introducing you to a new level. So, to punish you immediately without any help whatsoever is, like, you know, that's not good game design. You know, like, you're getting thrown into a new level. Like, yes, each Mario world has its own themes for the most part, etc. But realistically, like, each level is its own thing. So throwing you in immediately, it, like, say you did all you could to get through the last level, and you show up as, like, okay, you start the level, and it's like, all right, I can't make any mistakes. What do I do? So, like, giving them a power-up in the level, like, because I've seen some levels where, like, you don't get a freaking power-up at all, and it's like, you know, that's not Mario. Like, that's not good. Like, I you know, I can kind of get it. Like, and obviously they did have to beat it themselves. Most people don't cheese it, I think, for the most part. I think the honor system is done pretty well. But more importantly, you know, you need to give people a chance to learn your level, understand it. Like, halfway through the level, if there's a hard part that you die, you know, whatsoever, like, okay, that's fine. But, like, for at the beginning, for me to just keep dying and dying and dying and dying, and it's like, you know, you're not giving me any help here, they're not giving me a mushroom, you know, because ultimately, people, you make a level because you want someone to play it, you want someone to experience it. You know, because, like, here's the thing, like, okay, Ross from Game Grumps got to make really hard levels, but he was making them partially, and keep in mind, he put secrets in all his levels to make it easier on him. But, like, he was partially making them so he could get his friends and his wife to play them, and for them to have a hard time with it, and he would actually see their legitimate struggle. You're not seeing everyone else really struggle. You might get some comments, but, like, chances are, like, if you don't try to balance out the difficulty in some way, you're gonna have a hard time. Like, the exception might be, like, okay, the Super Meat Bros level. Like, that's a homage. That's paying homage to a very specific game that's very hard. And that you get one shot, and if you die, you die. That's different than, okay, I'm going to throw a bunch of these things at you. You're not getting a power-up. You're not getting a mushroom. You're not getting a fire flower. Yeah, nothing. That's very different. Which is why the Super Super Meat Bros level has gotten so popular despite it being very hard. And with Ross, it's partially because of his popularity. You know, not to sound mean. And then for a lot of the YouTubers that have made really difficult levels, a lot of the reasons why those have risen to the top, despite being insanely hard, is not... I'm careful how I word this, because I don't want to take away from what they did, because they have made some really nice levels. Like, but at the same time, they can get away with making really hard levels because they have name recognition. So their fans are gonna want to enjoy the level, want to play it, want to support them, because they already do by watching their videos. That's why, with the exception of like actual like popular YouTubers or whatnot, or just people in the gaming sphere, most of the popular levels you see are either A, not that hard for the average person. They're either, one, if they are hard, they have a really cool concept, or two, they're a music level or an automatic level where you don't have to do anything. And so that's, I think, some things people need to keep in mind. Like, let's just erase all this. Let's just get rid of everything. Gosh dang it. That's unfortunate. Let's get rid of all this. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. And then we'll put this here, and put this here, and there we go. Okay, and we'll delete this. All right. Well, now say I want a different theme. You know, and themes don't necessarily have to be enemies. I've always wanted to make a hidden block level. You know, where you sort of just troll the player, like. You know, not even troll, because, like, here's the thing. Have you ever seen, like, oh, okay. Like, okay, so in that situation, you may say to yourself, well, so, like, look there. My intended goal was to stop the player, but I didn't stop him. So, you know, that's something you also have to test out. So, what I need to do in this situation, then, is move it lower. And because these are hidden blocks, you may not necessarily need to... So look, no matter what happens... Okay, now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck again. Alright. Well, crap. Okay, so now you think maybe... So you think, okay, I want to jump here. Well, what plane do I cross? And that's the cool thing about this grid system they give you. Is, like, it really helps you figure stuff out. So, like, say I want to do this. Just to, oh, okay. Well, fine then. I'll just go. Okay, okay, okay. Well, that was obnoxious. But now I'm not saying, like, okay, I'm not gonna jump. I'm just gonna jump straight from here. So I have to look. What arc are they gonna have to take if they want to jump? So. Here. So they think, I'm not going down here, because that's obviously... You're like, you know, you have to think the player. So, like, okay, obviously, I'm not going down here, because he's just going to stop me with his hidden blocks again. Well, now. So what happens when I try... Okay. But see, again, my intended goal was not achieved. My intended goal was to stop them. Completely. Not completely, but... Whoops. So, okay. So I would need to then maybe put these lower. And if I want to be a really big jerk and make sure, then what I could do is this right here. So now we've basically boxed them in here. So, okay, well, fudge. You know, oh, okay. Well, fine then. I'll jump up. Okay. And then, oh, but see, now I see a little crevice they can get into. So let's go back to the editing floor. Well, maybe I want to stop them from doing that. You know, it's like, oh, crap. Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh. Oh, good. Oh, okay. So then, hypothetically, I'd want to stop them here. You know, force them to go around. Oh, and it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, really? Oh, right. Right. Gotcha. But still, you made it difficult on them. Obviously, you can't stop them 100%. You know, because you gotta leave room, so, like... Because if I just put it here, I wouldn't be able to stop them. If I just put it here. So it's actually probably best this way. Now, what else I could do is do all this. You know, because, like, I'm covering all my bases. Like, oh, okay, well, fine then. Oh, good. You know, like, and they're like, oh, what a jerk. Now, here's where things will get interesting. Oh. Okay, is right here. I'm looking, I see, I'm gonna have to jump probably here, 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 and here. Alright. So now I'm gonna jump. Oh, well then, you know, like, and now they know, like, okay, so now maybe they'll come back and be like, fine then. And they know to jump over it. Because they just do this. Because what you're trained to do usually with Mario is like, alright, I need to jump at the last second. So, there you do that. And like in that situation, it's like, okay, but it's very quick for them to get back. You know, when they start the level over, it's like, oh, okay, fine. Oh, okay, okay, you know. And it's like, fine, oh, nope. And then, bam. Oh, I fell again. Gosh. No, I'm just like... this would be hypothetically. I'm not actually going like... So now they know. Now they know. They have to jump very high. You know. Or, like, maybe they won't learn. And they'll like, alright, I just have to jump a little higher. Oh, but that still got me. So now they know, alright, I have to jump at a very high angle. And you can see I procced all that. So now it's like, okay, they're thinking, I don't really want to fall down here. But like, so what's the height of Mario's jump? You know, height of his jumps are like up here somewhere. So what we're probably going to do is just... We're just going to line all these at the top. We're going to leave a single spot open down there. Just because I don't want to troll them too hard. You know, you never want someone to get stuck completely. But it's like, alright, now I'm here. And it's like, okay, oh. Well, gosh dang it. Oh, no, don't do this to me. And then they're like, oh, I'm done. No, you're not. You're not done. It's okay. So, I mean, that's like... That's just some, like, starter ideas, you know. This is just kind of like a beginning guide. The point I want to get. I really like this game. I like Mario Maker. I like that we, as the players now, can sort of do what we want with our imagination. And I don't want this to come across like, oh, you know, people need to stop doing these and these and these. I just want... I'd love it if this game could cultivate a more... like, a more well-rounded experience. Because right now, it seems so difficult to come across some of these well-done levels that are actually levels. And this is partially not... This is not all the player's fault. Nintendo needs to find some way to do this. They need to put in tags or something. You know, there needs to be some way to separate the things. And so... with that, I think it's important that we just try, you know, to like find the good levels, star them, you know, like levels that make you feel like, wow, I am playing a Mario game. Because I think the issue is there's a lot of times playing community levels, I don't feel like I'm playing Mario. I feel like I'm playing a game that's skinned as Mario. You know. And now don't get me wrong, Doki Doki Panic, aka Super Mario Bros. 2, is pretty well received. So I'm not I'm not knocking the idea of just, okay, this is just a game with a Mario skin on it that people can make levels. But you know, at the same time, this is 30 years of Mario. I think we as a player base should try to help cultivate levels that remind us why we love Mario, because it's simple and it's fun. And it's easy to have a good time. You don't need these complicated things. You don't need to make a music. You don't need to have things fly all over the place. You know, you don't need all that to have fun with Mario. All you need is a little tune, a few Goombas, some shells, and some running and jumping. I think in the future I will try to go a little more in depth, but this is just sort of from like a thought standpoint and a, you know, as a player what I'd love to see. But just again, some highlights, you know, try to be fair to the player. And also keep in mind you're making the level, so you know what needs to be done at all times. The player won't always know that. That's why they use coins a lot in Mario to usually signify something, or bananas in Donkey Kong Country, or whatever. There are reasons why there's tutorials, why there's directions, why there's, oh, go here, you know, objectives. Like, if the developers did it solely based off them, there'd be a lot more games with bad direction. But they understand that they're making this for a player, and the player doesn't have all the information you do, and it's their job to figure it out along the way. But you need to help them, and you need to cultivate an experience that they can learn and understand your level. So that's just it from a design standpoint. Again, I don't know. I've been thinking about going into game design and whatever, and like I don't want to sound too pretentious or anything, or be like, oh, I know, you know, this is about game design and whatever. Like, you know, I don't want to come across like that, but at the same time, you know, as someone who's played Mario for a long time, as I'm sure many people who played these games have, you know, we need to remember this is a Mario game. And Nintendo gave us a canvas, and we don't have to settle for, look at all these crazy things happening. Oh, look at this tune you remember. We can settle for, wow, I would love to see this level actually in a mainstream Mario game. So, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video was helpful to you at all, or if you found it informational, or interesting or entertaining, please let me know in the comments below. Like or subscribe if you want to see more. And if you guys haven't already seen it, I posted a video. It's kind of it's a little deeper than normal, but it's about some things that have happened to me and things I've been through, and it pertains to just some illness that I've dealt with. And so if you guys be willing to check that out, it would mean a lot to me. Just because, you know, I put it out there because it's not something I talk about much with other people, but I just finally wanted to be able to put it out there, and I did. And so if you could look at the Final Fantasy VII cancer story videos, it would be amazing. Sorry if there wasn't a ton of gameplay, but I was, again, just, you know, just trying to go over, like, the ideas of making a level and something very simple, where, again, you know, you sort of guide the player. But that is it. I'm gonna go watch something or something. It's 2:30 in the morning. But I will see you guys in the next video.